Have you had a dream that you've wanted your entire life and you've been too afraid to implement the idea and just go? Well, I'm going to bring back a beautiful woman who's been kind enough to share herself on two other interviews with Fly the Coop, Kym Joles, the owner of the Fox and Pantry. And it's an incredible story during a time of year that I think a share like this is so inspirational. Welcome back, Kym. Thank you so much for taking this time with us. We really appreciate it. Let's just delve right
Thank you.
in. Delve right in.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
Share with
great to be
everybody what
back.
we just talked about. Like, let's share with everybody what you're working on this weekend alone, because it's incredible. And then we'll explain what the vision was and what you've turned it into, because it's like art. It's art.
Well, I think every business owner is super flat out this time of year with Christmas, but yeah, we have we are catering a huge event for a lady on Lake Minnetonka. We've got a VP event with a couple of companies. We've got a baby shower and two other Christmas parties. And on top of that, we started a corporate gifting company. So we inundated with over 100 orders, which we've got to ship out. So and online pre-ordering for food for Christmas and stuff. So it's really it's very much like every minute counts, which I'm sure everybody's at the moment with retail and
Mhm.
stuff for Christmas. So yeah, lots going on.
So, how do you keep it straight in your mind? You're spending this valuable time. So, we're going to do a fast and, beautiful download with everybody about what this expansion that you've just completed. We'll be
Yeah.
throwing up some visuals in the website. Kym, you literally just you moved here from Seattle. It's just been 2 years now, I believe.
Yeah, just over 2 years. So it's been a very busy 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was definitely sort of having the vision of opening a space and then having the opportunity to expand because we had an empty space next door and bring about an evening side to the business. So we put in a bar and a private dining space.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry. And that's really just changed the way that the business works because we now don't only hit the day traffic, but the evening traffic and bringing something elegant to the area, which I thought was really missing. And people really just love beautiful spaces and
We really
good
do.
customer service and quality food. And that's kind of what we try and deliver every time.
So when I met Kym, everyone, not only just a beautiful woman to be able to listen to and so insightful and so worldly, what I love about your vision, Kym, and I've really truly, in all the places I've traveled, never have seen somebody implement what you've done. It's well curated. It's beautifully aesthetically attractive. Like you walk in, it's just like a warm hug and the compilation of both food and experience. It's experiential. What you've.
Very much that's part of the motto of the business is every
Mhm.
drink that's served, every coffee that's served, every cocktail that's served, or every item of food it has to be an experience for the customer because I think we've taken advantage of the customer in society recently with it being too transactional. And I spoke about this
Agree.
previously, where if you say that warm energy, when I designed the space, I purposely both spaces designed it around a home, which is unusual because we're in a strip mall in Plymouth, but it has to feel like you walk in somewhere where you want to be and it's warm. In actual fact, we have two weddings here. People are getting married in our space and having dinner afterwards. And it's really exciting and it's an honor to actually have people doing that, which is kind of amazing. But yeah, it's creating a home from home, which I don't think a lot of businesses do very well.
Oh, and it's brilliant. And you had the vision from the very beginning. I literally remember being in a home when we were touring and you
Yes.
laid out in your mind, you knew how it tasted and how it breathed and how it felt, and you implemented. And it's
Yeah.
been gritty and it's hard. And people look from an outside and think it's so sexy and so simple and so glitter,
Yeah.
and they
I
don't
said
know the fight and the hard part of a startup like this.
it's interesting because I had the same conversation with my husband on the couch last night. Everybody walks in and says congratulations, but they don't realize that you're there till 1 a.m. cleaning the dishes and trying to reset because it's a new business. We're still working on processes and finding the back house side of things. And I'm lucky enough to have amazing staff, but it's been a challenge in every single way. And it's not like, people say, oh, you're so lucky. And I hate the word lucky, because as much as I appreciate I am blessed, which is, without a doubt, lucky is not what I have been. It's been through sheer grit and,
Here.
100 hours a week plus, and that's in our off season. So it's very much, I do believe, if you work hard and you have an idea of what you want, you can do anything you want to.
So I want to share, because there's hundreds, everyone, not only in the experience of the gifting, which is so special, what you've created as a retail space,
Mhm.
the experiential moments you've created, it's a very curated experience, and it can be around cooking, it can be around floral, it can be
Correct.
very masculine, it can
But
be
it's
around art, it can be around cocktail. It's so amazing.
Well, and it's always
Creation.
it's as well as that, it's based on other people's businesses. A lot of people come in and teach, and we had an amazing class from the downtown restaurant Mokana this week, and he came and taught. Chef Pedro came and taught how to make empanadas and ceviche, and it's wonderful to highlight other people's talents and other people's businesses, because I do believe that the customers need an array of talent coming in, and if they're going to buy a class from me, then I would like to get the best.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of, I guess the whole thing is community as well as experience. Like, often businesses are very singular and it's all about the bottom line and, what profit we can make. But I thoroughly enjoy paying my vendors what they are worth and passing that on to the customer. So I think a lot of it is giving. I think in business, as much as you taking from a customer, you got to give back to that customer, and finding that balance is very important when the customer feels like they want to give to you and we want to get back to them, as opposed to people looking at their receipt and thinking, oh wow, that was really expensive. It's
Mhm.
more I'm looking for, wow, we couldn't have done better, and oh my gosh, we're blown away by this experience. And that's what drives me, is always giving more back to the customer than they expect. So I think that's a huge part of business that we're missing. We're always looking at the profit and the bottom line.
I
I
agree.
do believe those things grow naturally if you are authentic about giving back to the customer.
Authenticity is a perfect word for this, because you've brought such a variety, Kym, of talent. Let's talk about that a little bit. When you open this up, it kind of became it of you have all this spirit and all these beautiful ideas, and it comes from a very creative background and a very global perspective because of your travels, and you are artistic. You have that breathes through everything you touch and do,
Well,
which is
and
based on the work that you're doing.
it's an interesting point, because a lot of it is just what I love. And
Hmm.
it's, I did not go to college, and I get asked all the time, what culinary school did you go to? And I'm like, I didn't, and I do chef everything. So, especially on the events and the private dining, not too much. I have now a sous chef who does the baking for me, but up until 18, up for 18 months, I did that as well. It's very much, it's what I love doing. And I think if you love doing something, you find the passion in it. And if you find the passion in it and you keep doing it, you become good at it. I think the world at the moment is so focused on qualifications instead of passion. And
I
we just need
agree.
to look at ourselves and say, hey, you know what, I have a passion for this. I may not be very good at it now, but if I keep working at it, I'm going to become excellent. So it's a very big point to me that if you are interested in something and you really want to do it, you really just have to put your heart into it. And it's not trying once or twice, it's trying 1,000 times and failing.
Thousand million
And
times.
then that 1,001 time, something suddenly clicks and it grows, and you're like, hey, I can do this. And now it comes easily to me and it's natural. So you
Mm.
teach yourself how to follow things, I think.
Well, that's why I love bringing you on. I thought December is such a beautiful time, especially with the expansion just completing and all that's thriving and happening for you at the Fox and Pantry. I think it's a wonderful share as people are thinking and processing how they're moving into 2024, especially inspiring women who
Yeah.
struggle, women who don't have clarity, the leading of passion and grit, two of our favorite words, absolutely wins the day every
Yeah,
day.
and work ethic. We
Mhm.
saying you've either got work ethic or you don't. and that's the big thing at the moment is we talk about, work-life balance, and I hear it in my daughter who's going to college next year. I hear it in the generation in their 20s, and it's interesting. When I was at that age, there wasn't a thing called work-life balance. It was you worked until you went to sleep, and it's carrying that through. And I'm not saying you shouldn't find balance. I'm just saying you have to put more effort in if you want to become something. You can't just do a 9 to 5 or a 40-hour week and expect something to fall in your lap, unless you are, you're a doctor or a lawyer. But when it comes down to something where you've got to build an audience, and a lot of it, a lot of jobs are like that. You've got to put extra stuff in. It's the thing I look for in my employees. Whenever they give extra, I take note, and they're rewarded for that, and I put them in better positions and give them more opportunities. I think that's important to note too, that balance comes in many forms.
It does come in many forms, and that is such a great message for our young people, because you're right. I mean, me time and work-life balance albeit are important, but when they're the leader in the conversation, you're completely missing the mark, because growth
and
doesn't
I
happen
look at
that
me
way.
time as work time now, because it's what my goal is. And that's how I've had to look at it. It's not a case of looking at it in the way that everybody else looks at it at the moment, but that's starting a business. You got to put your heart into it.
It is absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
So precious time as you're planning some very, very important events for everyone. So I just wanted to take just the moment, because I love to hear your story.
Thank you,
have
Cari
a
Ann.
beautiful spirit. I was just in the store the other day, and Kym's decor, you walk in, if you know Kym, you're like, this is Kym. This space is Kym. So Kym loves bugs.
Yes,
And
I do.
there's these beautiful brass bugs that you'll see if you pay attention in the new bar area, and they're gorgeous. It's just one small little piece of jewelry that you'll experience when you experience Kym Joles' beautiful The Fox and Pantry. So thank you so much, Kym. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you coming in and seeing the expansion, and you've always been such a big supporter of us, and you've seen it from the beginning. So when I talk to you, I know when I'm saying something, you really understand what I'm saying, because you've seen it, as opposed to, not having a relationship. I mean, you sold me my house, and interestingly enough, an order amongst many orders came in today of the lady I bought the house from. And, a beautiful story was, when we moved into that house, I don't know if you know this, we got a box of coffee that was delivered to us, and it was from the previous owner. And I phoned him and I said, hey, you got some coffee delivered? And he said to me, oh, don't worry, keep it. And I tried the coffee, and now those people are our roasters, which is, it's amazing how intricate. And if you pay attention to how the universe is trying to show you what to do with your life, it's right in front of you. You just got to take it, and take it without any fear, yeah.
That, my friend, is a word of wisdom that all of us can take away for this beautiful weekend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Cari Ann. I appreciate you.